Good morning, afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is the Woolies podcast, and we are on episode 8.
We just had to check.
We confirmed it. And by we, I mean Brie had to look it up on her phone to tell us because we lost track. So, episode 8, very exciting. This is a weaving, knitting, crocheting, and fiber podcast from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are coming to you from my new house, my new dining room.
Woo!
Super exciting.
It's very, very nice.
We are filming on my giant spooky dining room table, which is why you can see all of our crap. I might try to cut a little bit out of the frame because I am slowly learning how to edit some things sometimes. So if you see less crap than what we're talking about on the table, I managed to figure it out. My name's Haley.
I'm Brienne.
You can find me on the internet as Lock Knits everywhere on Instagram, Ravelry, and Etsy.
And you can find me at Moon and Yarn, Moon_and_yarn on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Etsy, and I'm on Ravelry somewhere.
Yeah. And you can join our podcast Ravelry group where you will find our show notes for this week that we include for every episode. And then we also have an Instagram. You would think that we would get better at this.
That's okay.
We're actively...
I think we actually just get worse.
Yeah, we are getting worse. So welcome back. Welcome to episode 8. Because we're at my house, if you're a returning viewer, you will know that I have 4 mugs. So you've seen these mugs before. They're not interesting.
You're saying this is not interesting?
No, I love this. This is a handmade mug that my aunt got me for my birthday from Ligonier, and it's shaped like a cat, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It has little paws, tawny peas.
It's tater.
This is just a cutesy little holiday mug from Tim Hortons. And I would give my left foot for Tim Hortons right now. Have you ever had Tim Hortons?
Yes, I would also give my right foot.
So good.
So they have 2 feet.
We should drive. Where's the closest Tim Hortons? I think it's in West Virginia.
No, it's in Washington, but we might as well just go to West Virginia.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there, but you're not wrong.
The one in Washington is also connected to a gas station plus a gift shop for Washington, PA.
My opinion is that all food places that are connected to either other food places or, like you said, gas stations are not as good as the original. Taco Bells that are connected to Pizza Huts. If you're not from America, that's a normal thing that people in America do is they
Taco
will
Hut.
build, a Taco Hut, basically, and it's half of the building is Taco Bell and half of it's Pizza Hut.
Or KFC.
KFC, it's the most asinine thing in the world, but it's very American. But I want Tim Hortons.
Yes.
Maybe not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
Yeah.
If you have nothing to do.
I have nothing to do.
I wouldn't mind a road trip for some Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
The Woolies get Tim Hortons and other coronavirus videos. We're running out of content.
That would actually be a lot of fun.
I think it would be too. So, this is obviously welcome to the brain trust conversation where we come up with great ideas. That's incredible. I think that we're going to take some action on that. So, we got our intro, we got our names, which is great. Sometimes we get through a whole episode without telling people who we are.
That's true. Now you guys know.
Now you know. Again, we'll have show notes in our Ravelry group. The Ravelry group I will put a link to in the description box below. So, without further ado, let me tell you about this whip that is not new and was not knit correctly and is an oldie but a goodie, I would say.
Oldie but a goodie, yeah.
This is the Tanya top. It's it's not a sweater. It's a spring-summer top. It is by Caitlin Hunter. Oh my gosh, I totally lost it for a second. Thank you. This is I only stand up because there's a sizable lace panel at the bottom. So it's knit from the bottom up. You do the lace, do the tube split for the front and the back, and then you have armholes, and then you pick up stitches around the sleeves and do your sleeves like that.
Wow.
But I knit this, I want to say 2018, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's that old.
Yeah.
But this was my first garment for myself, like on an adult size. I had done like baby sweaters and stuff.
Oh, okay.
No, this was not my first garment. This was my first fingering weight garment.
Okay.
I had done a sweater. I had done the flax sweater first, which is like a worsted weight, just like a plain raglan style sweater, but it fit horribly. Like, horribly. It had a huge boat neck, and it was oversized, and the sleeves came to like right here on my hands.
Yeah.
It was just like all over the place.
So what'd you do with it? Did you frog it, or?
I gave it to Goodwill only because it was knit out of like $9 yarn.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't, as a result of that, it was not very comfortable either. So this is like my first garment that fits me, that I wear.
Okay.
That I'm not embarrassed of, if that makes sense.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Thank you. I knit it from Malabrigo sock. This was also my first garment in Malabrigo, so you know, you get that like, you see it and you're like, I need to wear this yarn. That's what happened to me. But I really like it. I did not choose like appropriate yarn for it. If you can see, there's like stripes here, there's some like argyle looking patterning here, and then something else across the belly. It's fine if you don't look at it too close.
I think it adds character.
Thank you. I just love Malabrigo so much.
Same.
Much. But yeah, so I'm going through this, I don't know about you, like transition in my wardrobe right now where it's like humid and gross.
Yeah.
Kind of cold in the morning. I don't have like any appropriate like clothes to wear at all.
Yeah, I actually have been waiting until like the last weekend of social distancing to go through my closet, but I don't know when the last weekend of social distancing is gonna be.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because I don't want like just all these bags of clothes sitting in my house to be donated.
Yes.
So it drives me nuts.
Yes.
So my closet has spring stuff pulled in, and then also sweaters still in it. It's really annoying.
I have the exact same situation actually. So that is why I pulled this out from like the depths. It was the closest thing to like a functioning, you know, like garment.
It's great for today. Yeah.
Thank you. That I have. What about you? I see that you have some pretty cute accessories.
I do.
Happening here.
I do. Most importantly, I got this necklace from Whatever Mama Makes on Instagram. She made a few of these, and I was like, okay, well, I need one of these. It's like a little, it normally would be like a sewing spool, I believe.
Yeah,
but then she put her hand spun yarn around it, so it kind of looks like a spinning bobbin. But then it's on like this little $10 necklace.
Seriously adorable.
So cute.
I haven't seen you wear that before. Is it new?
No, I've actually had it for a while. I just wear it only on special occasions because I want to have it forever.
I love that. I know that feeling. That's adorable.
Thanks. Yeah, I love it.
What about your earrings?
My earring. Oh my. So one thing that I've been buying a lot of during this time is earrings. I think my earring collection has not almost doubled, but I've got a lot of earrings.
They're so cute. And
I can't wear them because I have to wear a mask every day at work.
Yes.
So I can't have fun earrings on, so this is a huge special occasion that I'm wearing long dangling earrings. But they have a little daisy and then a little rainbow.
It kind of looks like an egg.
It does look like an egg. When I got the list, it looks like an egg.
I'm such an idiot.
I thought the same thing.
It's like a happy, like, egg and bacon.
Egg and bacon, rainbow bacon.
Sorry.
But I do love them.
They're really cute. They're so cute. I like your whole happy sunshine vibe today.
Thank you.
I really needed it.
For. This shirt is obnoxiously bright, but it's okay.
It's really working for you.
Thanks.
Miss Light. So we are staying fashionable in this time.
This is like the most I've dressed up in a very long time, and I'm very excited. Since the last episode.
Yeah. I pretty much the only thing I do get dressed up for right now is our podcast episodes.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
At work, I'm always just like with my hair up.
And
just like minimal eye makeup, because I don't like with the mask. It just like rubs everything off.
I stopped brushing my hair to go to work.
Yeah, just throw it up.
I just don't care anymore. We're only like doing like face-to-face with customers about 3 days a week. So the other, 3 days that I'm working, I'm like, whatever. Like, these kids know me. They know what I look like. They know that my hair is what it is and has a mind of its own. So, I've totally stopped doing that. When I curled my hair today with my flat iron, it looks like hot shit because it's humid and it fell out. I like forgot how to curl my hair. That's how for real it's getting. My hair's finally gotten to the point where it's long enough that I can just let it air dry like naturally.
It is very long.
And thank you. And that's great because it looks better when it dries naturally. It still does not look good.
Yeah.
It just looks better.
I think it looks nice.
Thank you.
Hair does not look bad ever.
You're very kind.
Even with your poofy curly hair that you do not like.
Yeah, it's quite large. But yeah, that is that. Brie and I have like flip-flopped places. She was talking about how she has not ordered really almost any yarn at all. And I, on the other hand, have gone like buck wild with the amount of yarn that's come into my house. Chris picks up a package from our front door and he's like, go figure, Haley got more yarn. It's a day that ends in Y. But I have never, I'm not a big buyer of yarn online.
Oh, that's fair.
This is new for me. So I think I got the bug and now I can't stop.
It is very addicting.
Mm-hmm.
It
really is.
I think last episode I had a lot of yarn to show.
Yeah.
But within the 2 weeks I've been doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Brie has a lot to talk about today. It's good. It's exciting.
I really don't have to talk about all of it.
No, we're going to talk about all of it because I love it. So why don't we talk about, tell me what's first, finished objects, right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell me about one of your finished objects?
Okay, well, we will do oh man, I have 2 ones that I'm really excited about. So I think I'll do this one because I've been talking about it a lot.
No one's seen it yet.
I did post it on Instagram.
Okay.
But that's besides it. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen this. So, all the times that I told you about this scarf
So beautiful.
that I've been working on? It finally finished it.
Brie's fingering weight woven scarf.
This is sock yarn.
Amazing.
Is
Truly
fingering
incredible.
sock yarn like same? I'm an idiot. So,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I'm just an idiot.
The only difference that I've been able to tell, if I'm wrong, please someone comment below and tell me why I'm wrong. I think the only difference between fingering weight and sock weight is that sock yarn is like yarn that technically has nylon in it because when you knit socks, the nylon helps keep it stretchy.
Okay.
Fingering weight speaks to all types of yarn, whether or not they have nylon in them.
Oh, okay. I'm
Rough.
learning so much.
But the weights, if you say sock weight or fingering weight, I think they do mean exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good to know. So, this is my first scarf that I've ever made on a rigid heddle loom. I got this rigid heddle loom on Christmas 2018, so I started January 2019, and I just finished a week ago.
Look at us with these throwback projects. This is amazing.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of flaws in it. This is
there's not.
That I finished on.
Okay.
And this is the end that I started on. I started so long ago, I didn't remember even how I started it, so it has a different start and finish.
Stitching to take it off the loom.
Yeah, because with this one, I started, I have that blue in there.
Yeah.
When I didn't know that I couldn't remember I put this blue in there, so that end does not have the blue, but whatever.
Do you know when you will never be able to see that?
Never.
All the time. You will never, ever, ever notice that.
And there's, at the very beginning...
Oh, yeah.
It's just when I was, learning how to weave and, keep my tension right there. It's kind of, up and down and not even.
But
that doesn't really bother me because it was my first one ever.
Exactly. And look how crisp and smooth this edge is.
Yeah, it's a little bit crispier, a little bit still. Not nearly as much as bad as the first end, but...
It's seriously beautiful.
Thanks.
So gorgeous.
And it's kind of weird because I probably finished this end close to the very end. So I have probably over a year experience of weaving on that side of the scarf than I do over here.
Yeah.
So it is kind of crazy where you can see the colors because there's purple, blue, and then purple. But on this side, you can't even notice that because I was weaving so loose down here compared to down there.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, I thought that there was something different in the warp or something, but it's just how
loose.
I
was weaving it, yeah.
Get out of town.
Isn't that crazy? When I took it off the loom, I was just like, wait a
because
minute.
I've only ever seen this end on the loom because this was like rolled up.
Yep.
If you don't know what a rigid heddle loom is, it's where you can set a warp, which is like your base yarn, very long because the warp like rolls around itself, so it keeps it like tidy. So when you're weaving, as you like crank it back, the item, like whatever you're making, just rolls up and you really don't see it.
You don't see it, yeah. Wow. It's crazy.
How proud of you.
I am very
proud of yourself.
I'm embarrassed how long it took me to finish it, but I'm really glad. It's really long.
It really is. Can I put it on?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you want to put it on?
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't gotten a chance to oh my gosh. Brianne.
So it is,
This is stunning.
Anticipated to be long, but like not that long. So it's like the perfect how I want it because I can wrap it around me.
And then if you want to tuck it in your coat, it's long enough to do like the little tuck thing right here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this blue color is very like flattering.
It is very
my
flattering.
complexion.
It is.
This is incredible.
Thanks.
I'm very proud. This is like a big, big, big FO for you. And now you have your rigid heddle loom free.
Yes, I have bought yarn previously to make more scarves.
Yes.
So I think the next one I'm going to make is, I don't know if any of you remember, but when we went to Bragg's Fiber Affair, I bought a very chunky teal blue and then like a rainbow yarn. So
I remember.
The teal will be the warp string and then the rainbow would be the yarn that I'm going to weave with.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, very colorful. Yeah, I'm very happy that it's finally done.
Good for you.
Thanks. I didn't, they said to wash it, and I asked you guys questions about that yesterday, but I didn't wash it yet because I was afraid that it wouldn't be dry for today, and I just really wanted to bring it.
Yeah, I totally understand. It is gorgeous.
Thank you. It finally finished it. It's finally done.
The other thing you can do, too, if you don't want to, fully wash it, if you don't think that it needs to be, wet blocked, you can pin it out, in the shape that you want, which is just obviously a long rectangle, pin it out, and you can just spray it with a spray bottle. And that will do the exact same thing, so then you don't have to worry about, how the fringe is going to wash up, how it's going to dry,
That's
all that.
That's another thing that made me nervous is the fringe. The fringe definitely is, really crinkly because it was tied up for so long.
I think that would be, a good alternative if you don't want to fiddle with the fringe, the way that's going to block out, things like that.
Very true. Thank you.
That's the trick. I have a spray bottle laying around for Tater.
Tater.
She's the worst.
Are you a bad cat?
She's bad. I just have a little spritzy that I'm like, no, don't do that.
Literally right before I got here, I had a glass of water sitting on my weaving desk. And
I know where this is going.
Put her paws in there and then spilled water all over my, shuttles and walked all over my desk, so I had all these wet little paw prints everywhere.
Oh, and it's so hard because they're so cute.
It's so cute. The paw prints were so cute, but I was just out. No pets for you.
Gone. I always say you're a terrible cat. The worst. I have a funny story, and it's sad but funny. I was sitting on my new, in my living room. I have a new couch, a new coffee table, and a new rug. So I was sitting in the morning, first thing with my coffee. I was working on my crochet blanket, my granny stripe blanket. And I crisscross my legs. I sit there and have my coffee and do my knitting. Tater, my cat, was underneath my coffee table, and she starts going, and I was like, not on this rug. No, you're not. And I bent down, and of course I don't want to get up because I'm comfortable and I'm knitting or crocheting, and I do this with my head, and I can see that she's physically about to do the hairball thing, and I was like, no, and I started saying, go somewhere else, because I just my brain couldn't work, and I was like, go, just go, and she was just no. And I was like, don't, I swear to God. And she did, and she coughed up a vomit / hairball thing, and which is not out of the ordinary for her. She's just
it happens.
An asshole. And on my new rug,
which is part white. It's black and white.
Yes, luckily it ended up mostly on the black part, so you couldn't see it as much. But the moral of the story is, when she threw up, I was so mad that I went, oh my gosh, and I went to go like shoo her, but I was leaning forward and I fell on my face. Literally, I landed on my face. I have this giant rug burn right here from like landing my face on the carpet. And I was just telling her to like go away, and that's what I get for trying to manage that.
Oh my god.
So that was fun and sad. Chris came downstairs and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it.
Leave me alone. Having a rough morning.
Sweet angel, love of mine. Cats are the best.
They are.
I do like thinking about Avery's sweet little paw prints though. She's so cute.
It was very cute, but I was just like, I need to leave like right now.
You're impeding on my day.
And she got water all over like my wooden like shuttles, and I was like, you ruined these.
If you only knew. That's how I felt about my rug. I was like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
I do everything to give you a better life, and you shit all over me.
I just bought you this brand new house.
Right. I'm watching her like sit
She's,
out the
like,
window right now. She can't understand me because she's a cat. But anyway, I'm very proud of you.
Thank
very
you.
proud of your scarf. And I think all the comments that I saw on Instagram and like Facebook were all like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Everyone was so happy for you to like get done with that.
Yeah, thanks for the love.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Cute.
Well, you finished something.
I did. I finished a couple things. Why don't I just get the most obtrusive thing out now so that I can... Sorry, please excuse all of my stuff. I have...
This is very, very exciting.
I have a garment on the blocking mats, and it's right in front of me. So I said, why don't we just podcast right here? No sense in moving. So, thank you. I'm gonna hold this up for a second. If you want to look at it, you can pause the video right now. It is beautiful. So that's my Novelli tee, and I am obsessed. I'm totally obsessed. So first things first, I will talk about my inspo for this project. My inspo was that Haley Nordstrom, our friend North River Knits, knitted a Novelli tee, and I was jealous. And that was my inspo.
It was beautiful.
Totally amazing.
I think we talked about how beautiful it was last time, too.
So just gorgeous, like very her color palette. She got like this swampy green and like a purpley black color, and it was just like all like coordinated and perfect, and she took the most gorgeous finished object pictures. Oh my gosh, they're just so nice. So I saw that and I was like, duh, sold. I have to make one of those. And I was talking to you a couple episodes ago about how I was excited for like summer knitting. Mm-hmm. What better way to start my summer knitting adventure than to knit a t-shirt? So I got a hold of the pattern. Immediately, the one thing that I did change was instead of doing 3 colors, I did 2 colors. Mm-hmm. So the third color is supposed to be like involved in the color work as like the background to like the flower detail. But I chose such a dark like main color that I was like, oh, I just wanted to do like the 2 color because I really hate color. Like I hate color work. I hate doing color work. I love the way that it looks and I love the finished product, but I hate knitting color work. So like the less like balls of yarn and like waste yarn and everything that are involved, like the happier that I am. So I thought it worked out pretty well.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And this was my like moving project. Like while I was moving at night, I was knitting this, and I knit it in like 10 days. So if I can knit this in 10 days, you guys can knit it in shorter than that, unless you're moving. But I definitely did not have as much time to work on this as I wanted to, so it took, I think, a few extra days of just, like, sitting down and knitting, but it was super fast.
You got that done so fast.
Yeah, very quick. I think that probably in, like, a day it'll be done, like, blocking, so I'll definitely wear it for the next episode.
Yay.
But really fun knit. I did do a much larger size than I normally would. So like this size, speaking of Caitlin Hunter, Boyland Knitworks designed both of these patterns. This one I'm wearing and this one. So here's a lesson in like learning about ease and how garments fit you. Almost all of Caitlin Hunter's garments require positive ease. So that means that you should knit a size that is bigger than like your bust measurement. Okay. So it's a little more, like this is a good example of like positive ease. You have like just room to move around in it. So I did not know anything about ease or sizing.
Tater's on the table. Actually on the Novelli tee.
Tater she'll sit right on it. Here.
Oh,
she'll come back. She'll be back. I'm gonna move it here so she comes up and you guys can see it a little bit. Thank you. So when I got the Tanya pattern, which is also, intended to have probably like at least 4 to 6, I think it's 4 to 8 inches of positive ease built into it. I did not understand that, so naturally, what do? You just ignore it, and you're like, the hell with it, I'll just knit like my bust measurement. So as a result, this is like a fitted garment that's like close fitting, which is still cute and fine and like totally acceptable. Obviously, like it fits and it's good and everything, but it does not look anything like the way she intended it to fit.
Okay, yeah.
So, with that in mind, I talked a little bit a couple episodes ago about knitting with more positive ease, because my favorite knits that I have are ones that actually turned out a lot bigger than I thought they were going to. And I just like how I can layer them and like tie, like tuck them in, and there's just like more flexibility with what you can do. Whereas like this, pretty much just it's one style, if you will. So I knitted a size 3 in this top, and that gives, I think, a bust measurement of like 41 inches or something.
Oh, okay.
And mine is like 36 or 35. I have like the most bizarre measurements. They're not like nice fitting. It's like I have a measurement of like legit 35. It's dumb. It's just stupid. So I'm always like weird and like between sizes and everything. So I just went for the bigger size. And I'm excited to see how this fits, because it'll be like more drapey and looser and more of like what you would buy style wise at like a store if you bought like a little like summer top. So
I can't wait to see how you style it though.
Yeah. I have a few like button up shirts that have the collar but no sleeves, so they're really good for layering.
Yeah.
I have some like just different like t-shirt options. It depends too on how big the boat neck is and like if you can see the straps of like shirts and stuff. So I'm really excited to like fiddle around with it a little bit and see how I can finagle it. I also think it would be cute with a long sleeve button up shirt with like the sleeves rolled up a little bit and like the little, like something. So I'm really stoked. I think it's gonna be great. The only modification I did is in the length. After you're done knitting the color work, it says for all sizes to knit like this panel before you split for the armholes. Knit 4 inches. I knit 5 inches just to give a little more length.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I didn't want it to be, like I knew it was going to be like bigger width-wise, and I didn't want it to be like too rectangular. I wanted it to be like a little more boxy crop. So that was the only modification I did. But other than that, it was super fun. I would definitely recommend it as like a summer knit. And to be honest, I think that this, like I knit this out of wool. I forgot to talk about what yarn it is. I knit this out of wool, but I think this would be a stunning top in like a really light linen or something. It would give it like endless amounts of drape. If you have anything with like a silk blend in it, totally worth it. Totally worth it. So I think that I am going to love this piece when it's done.
Absolutely. When you said you were going to make that before you picked out the yarn, it's exactly what I envisioned for you.
Very like Darth Maul.
Yes, Darth Maul.
Like color scheme. I don't have a lot of gray garments.
Oh, okay.
Which is super weird. But I have a lot of black. So I want to try to knit with more like charcoaly like gray colors, and this color combination is exactly what I was looking for. I got both of these yarns on Etsy, just like perusing.
Oh, really?
Shopping for like specifically for this project. So for my size, I needed, and considering that I was only working with 2 colors, I needed 2 skeins of the main color and 1 skein of the contrast color. So I was like, I can surely find both of those from one shop, and then I'm like, you know, giving a good chunk of money to somebody, you know, like to do the order and all that. So I found, her name is Tammy, and her handle on everything is A Chick That Knits, and this yarn is like legit so soft.
It is very soft.
Did you
touching
touch?
it.
Yeah, it's seriously so nice. The charcoal gray color is a single ply, so it's very like thick, thin in places, and I just really, really like it. And then the one I chose for the color work has a little bit more structure because it's a 75-25 like nylon-ish blend, so it could be like a good sock yarn. And they're both just like so incredibly soft.
They are very, very soft. It was a lot softer than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, the whole project is knit at like a looser gauge than you would do for like sock knitting or something, like certainly looser than this gauge, which I also think I messed up the gauge on this one too, so it's like a little more fitted. But yeah, so I think all of those things together just makes it so soft, and I think it's going to be very like drapey.
Yes.
Just awesome and exactly what I want. But that is about my Novelli tee. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to wear it.
Yeah, next episode for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be like my thing. This, like I said, really wet my whistle for the springtime summer knitting.
Do you have another summer, springtime garment in mind?
I don't have anything planned right now because I had to order this yarn because I have like no sweater quantities.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything else planned, but I might try to see if I can't get like a scrap something together. To just use up. I have like some bits and baubles of like pieces of black yarn and gray yarn, and so I might try to like finagle something out of that, but nothing planned as of yet, but I'm excited.
That is very exciting.
Yeah. So that was that. We both have so many good things to talk about. What is on your?
I'll get this back to you first.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. The next one I want to talk about.
Can we talk about the one on top?
This one?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So this one, I actually
This is a tale of redemption, is what this is.
It's very bright, very colorful. So I had made this one actually, I think 3 weeks ago, but I actually tried to do something different with how I wrapped my loom, and I should have never done this. I regret it. And I was like, I'm just gonna try something new. And when I finished, I was taking off the loom and I was cutting it, and I accidentally cut the warp strings at the very bottom too close where the fringe holds off. So like the fringe on the end totally fell off.
So you fixed it.
I fixed it though. So I unwove it, which I don't know if anyone's ever unwoven their weaving after it's done. I'm sure it's the same as like frogging a sweater. It sucks.
Yeah.
And I was
never gonna feel good.
No. And it was just really sad. But I really, really like these colors together, especially like the yellow and everything, and I just didn't want it to waste it.
Of course not. And look, there's some daisy chain in there.
There is some daisy chain.
God, yes, please.
And this is Loopy Mango daisy chain. So from Knit Collage, I have some honey silk velvet in there. And some Paradise Fibers, and just like some scraps that I had laying around. I'm pretty sure they're from Narama Studio.
This is so beautiful. Is this custom or is this going into your shop?
This is going into my shop.
So cute.
Sometime soon.
I love it. It's very like 70s.
Oh.
Don't you think? Like with the mustard and this, I don't know why. I think because the fringe is so like in your face. It just reminds me of like bell bottoms.
I love that. I'm actually like really digging 70s styles right now.
I can see that.
I don't know why. I go in waves, I guess, in which kind of decade stuff that I liked. I think last summer I was really into like 80s.
Yeah, with jean jacket vibes.
I still love my jean jackets always. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to make. I really love Knit Collages with the little daisies in there.
So cute.
And I love this fringe. I remember I texted you and I was like, is this too colorful?
It's never too much. It's never too colorful. You are a ray of sunshine. So cute.
I love it so much. Thanks.
Adorable.
That's one of the weaving. I've been really busy. I've been weaving a lot.
Yeah.
And I already have like 2 other ones that I finished within the last 2 weeks that already went over to their forever home.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been busy.
Show me that one on top also.
This one?
Yeah.
So this is another one that I did. I actually got this from a fiber bundle from Marquise Weaves. Yeah. She puts together amazing fiber bundles, and I like to treat myself to them kind of often.
Heck yeah. This is, I think we talked about this when it was a whip, right?
Yes, yeah.
This is the one that I called very, like, garden,
yes.
very garden-esque.
Yeah, last time it was just on the loom, so Designs by Ambers are in there, so that's amazing. I love the green. I don't think I really made a weaving that's like that kind of like garden green before.
Yeah, it's like froggy.
It's very fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also going to be going in my shop soon.
So cute.
But I kind of like how it's kind of small on top, and it has like a long, luscious fringe. I still need to like straighten and steam it though, but...
Yeah. Let down your long fringe, girlfriend. It's adorable.
Thanks. I really like this one.
Your color palettes are changing a little bit.
I'm
into it.
Yeah. I think they're, I think before they were just too bright, too out there. Or do you think that they're brighter now?
I think that both styles have a place. I think that your color palette, like, sense is more evolved in the sense that you are taking one color and like really maximizing it to its fullest potential.
Oh, yeah.
Like the first one you showed, you took the yellow color palette and like used it. This one you took the green and like you used it. You know what I mean?
That's very true, yeah.
So I just think that you are taking something and running with it.
That's true, yeah.
Which I like.
Thanks. Do you want to talk about your other one then?
Sure. So this one is keeping me warm on my lap. This was so much fun. This was like
I love this.
Really impromptu. This took me 2 days.
What?
2 days. 2 days. This is the Leftover Shawl by Caitlin French, and it is an amalgamation of like leftover scrappy bits. And let me tell you about how it is knit while I put it on. There's a lot of talk on Instagram right now about like how you wear your shawls and like how do you style them? Like, what do you do? And this right here is how I do it. Nana style. Full on. Grandma. Like, don't care. Give me a shawl pin smack dab right here. I'm 100 years old. Don't care. Because I'm cold all the time. So this is knit with all of your yarn scraps. And the premise of this shawl is that once you run out of one scrap of yarn, you replace it with another of the same weight. So it doesn't really matter what your gauge is, as long as you're like comfortable with the needle size that you've chosen, you're not like hurting your hands or anything, and you like your fabric. It's more just about, I would say, the journey than the destination, if that makes sense. So I have all kinds, like I have every single yarn weight in here. Yeah. I think up to like bulky yarn. So say for instance, like if I started out with a worsted, a DK, and a fingering weight, if the worsted runs out, you can join another worsted, or you can join yarns that would equivalent to that. So, or equal to that. I don't know where that word came from. So like maybe instead of joining one worsted weight, you join 3 fingering weights to like get the same, like just replace with what ran out, if that makes sense. And you just keep doing that. It's a 2-row repeat.
That's so nice.
It's so nice. It's super heavy and like very chunky. I did this, I think, on US 15.
Oh, okay.
And I think the pattern even calls for 17. Again, like the whole pattern just says, if you don't like what I'm saying, do whatever makes you happy. Oh. That's pretty much it. But I've never gotten through more scraps on a project than I did with this.
Really?
So much.
That's awesome.
Really wonderful. And honestly, I didn't like curate it that much. I just happened to use a lot of purple yarn.
Oh, okay.
So it just turned out really purpley, which I really like. And also, another great thing about this is I used yarn that I had a really hard time figuring out what I was going to do with it. There is some silk in here that you gave me.
Yes.
That by itself was very like stiff, And even at a looser gauge, I thought it might be a little too scratchy for like clothes. So I was like, oh, what do I do with that? But bundled with all the other things, it gives it like a really cute like pop of color. It's very like, I don't know, it's just so fun.
I love it in that shawl. It literally fits in perfect.
Yeah, it's like exactly what I needed, just for like a little pop of color. So I think the only thing I want to do next is I do want to add some tassels to it, because I do have leftovers from my leftovers shawl. So I want to add some tassels. I made a to-do list of all the things I'm going to do whenever I'm not going to work every day for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And the thing first on the list says add tassels to leftover shawl.
Tassels first.
Tassels first. So I think I'm going to do 3 chunky tassels, just to give it some weight, but I really like the shape. I like the weight. It's like, it honestly feels like a weighted blanket. Put it over your shoulders.
It is very heavy.
This is like snug factor 9,000.
Oh, I love this.
You look incredible.
I love shawls.
I know. And you can keep knitting, so you can make it like a shawlette. You can make it a big shawl. You can make it a small shawl. Like there's it's just do what your heart desires. And honestly, even if you wanted to knit the entire thing in one super bulky yarn, you could do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's no rules.
It'd be really pretty with hand spun yarn.
Oh my god. Yes. 100%. Could not agree more. Yeah. Honestly, if this wasn't called the leftover shawl, she should call it the no rules shawl, because you can just do whatever you want.
I like that. No rules shawl.
So nice. So I will keep it on because I'm snuggly in it and I love it.
It is very nice. It actually kind of like matches your outfit too. Yeah.
Everything is like my Swamp Witch color palette. That's my vibes.
I love that.
Yeah. So would absolutely recommend this pattern. It was so much fun and perfect for the COVID-19 Calmalong.
Oh, yes.
It's V relaxing.
So, is that your 4th thing that you finished for the Calmalong?
I technically only entered one thing.
Okay.
But I just have happened to knit a lot of really soothing projects lately.
Yeah.
I think because I'm like, the hell with it. If I see something that looks complicated, bye.
Yeah.
Not interested.
Goodbye.
I don't knit to be stressed out.
That's true.
I just don't.
I told you yesterday that I was going to cast on my knit-along sweater because I finally received my
Yeah,
nails.
yeah.
I did not cast it on. I was watching the intro videos, and I have to like figure out. I've never swatched before, so I'm like, okay.
We can go over how to do that.
Okay.
It's not as bad as it seems.
Okay.
And it's fun because it's basically just like take 20 minutes to play with your yarn.
That is nice. Everything's wound, so.
Nice. It's awesome. So maybe on the next episode you'll have a swatch or something to show us.
Probably more.
Excellent stuff. What else do you have that you finished?
Okay, so much. So the next one is actually my mom's Mother's Day's gift. She's gonna watch this episode, but like she already knows about it, so.
Hi, Lori.
She watches all of our episodes.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that.
So I made this weaving for her. She completely redid her work office. So she completely ripped out like the floor. So she has nice hardwood floors, and then she has repainted the walls and everything, and like painted her desk and redecorated. So she already has weavings in there in mind, but I made her something that matches her outfit. So this matches her office perfectly. And what I really like about this weaving is, well, of course, it's from my mom, so it's nothing special. But the hand-spun yarn in this actually has buttons spun into the yarn.
So
if you can see. I got that yarn a while ago from Mother's Daughter Hand Spun, where I got that sequence yarn from.
Yes.
And I've had this like sitting in my stash for probably about 2 years now.
What?
I made like a little weaving with it before, but like it was such big skeins.
Yeah.
So exactly. I had a lot left over. So all of this hand spun in here is from Mother's Daughter Hand Spun. And then I have some Paradise Fibers, which I get all of my roving from. And then this is from Living Fibers. She put like yarns for sale a little bit, and a lot of the money went to the Australia fires.
Yeah, wildfire.
Yeah. So I got some of those. So this is just like a sparkle yarn, which is really pretty. And then Loopy Mango. This is Baja, like their bulky that I found. Luca Dot, her undyed yarn.
Love Luca Dot.
I know, same. What else is in there? I think that's more Loopy Mango. I can't remember where I got this forest green, but I'm pretty sure I got it at, it's Space Cadet. That's what it is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah.
What about your fringe?
The fringe, this is Lion Brand.
Oh, I love this sparkly.
Yeah. I love the sparkle yarn.
This is so pretty. She's seen this, or this?
Yeah, she's seen it, yeah.
So she loves it, right?
She loves it.
So cute.
I'm very excited. I told her, I was like, can I hold it for the podcast?
Yeah.
I was like, I know you really want this, but like, can I just talk about it, please?
Yeah. When is Mother's Day?
It is next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually just supposed to be kind of like a gift to her, but then I was like, I'm gonna make your Mother's Day gift.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I seriously love that. I told Brie when she was working it up, it has such vintage vibes.
It does, yeah, very vintage.
Love it.
Because I was making, I had one of my bigger looms worked with 2 weavings going on. So I had this one, and then I had like a orange, pink, and terracotta and rusty color weaving going on. So it's like very 70s, and like this reminds me very 50s.
Yeah.
So it's fun to make both of those at the same time because they're both very vintagey.
Yeah. I like your themes, like for your weavings.
Thanks.
It's very cool.
I feel like the weavings that I've been making recently have been some of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, which is good. That's how like it's supposed to be. You know? Like you're learning and improving.
I have been learning. Speaking of learning,
yeah,
this new weaving that I also finished has a new technique in it that I've never tried before until this weaving.
Let me see it.
So, this one, if you see right here.
Wait, yes, my eye was drawn like right here.
It's called Pick and Pick, which you can learn this technique from Hello Hydrania's Fundamentals weaving ebook that I actually just treated myself to because I was like, I kind of want to go back and like learn all the basics again during this time just to refresh myself. And so I learned this, and it's really cool because you use 2 strands of yarn, so each different weight of yarn will add kind of like a different effect, if you will.
Yeah. So
I use like a bulky, and then I use one that's like a little bit thinner, which that's the yellow, and there's Dusty Trees.
Yes.
So the yellow gold is just like a little bit thinner, so you can kind of see it, but the way it puts like these horizontal lines in here, which is really cool. It's kind of weird to explain, but you use these 2.
I like get it, and I don't know how to explain it.
So like you tie both the strands onto the warp string, and then you go over with the white, and then you do the exact opposite with the different strand that you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just like hook that one string like at the very end, instead you hook it around and then do the opposite again.
Yeah.
And
instead of doing like every other.
Yeah.
Right, because like weaving is like like tabby stitch if you think about that.
Yeah,
it's, like,
it's just tabby but to the 2 colors, but then you always do the opposite of what you did with the other yarn, and it will create this little horizontal lines.
I love it.
It's so pretty. But also, what's also great about this yarn, this weaving, is this is Sumi and Me, which we've talked about. Kim, she's the one that spun my scraps. And she has like this mint and mustard colored yarn that I got, which I love.
Did you talk about it on the podcast last time, or is this
different?
I
did.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So this is what it looks like woven up.
It's
and then
really beautiful.
I added some velvet, which this velvet I got from Scout Woven. And I also have some of her teal yarn in here somewhere, I think here.
Yeah.
And then some yarn that I got from Pearl Soho.
Oh.
Was that Tater? Oh, hi Tater.
Yeah. Come here.
Tater,
I don't know if I gave her enough room.
Come here. Come on. Oh, Tater.
Hello, Tater.
It's about time you make your appearance.
It's about time. Say hello.
This is the best part of the whole podcast.
This is Tater. She's a potato.
Oh, Tater.
She just likes to be held sometimes. And you'll see immediately whenever she's been held enough, because she will say goodbye.
Hard bye. Bye. I know I don't want to disturb you.
Tater is very, like, cute and sweet looking, but she's not very nice.
She doesn't really like to be touched.
No.
Only on her own terms.
Oh, look at the baby. I'm sorry, she's so cute.
She is so cute. I'm so glad that everyone that's watching gets to meet Tater.
I know, she's such a little chubster.
I also love how Haley talks to her cat so much.
Baby!
Like, if you had a podcast of you just talking about cats, I would love that.
She's so cute!
She is so cute. She's just chill, too.
Yeah.
You've probably seen us both looking over in the distance a couple times. It's because we've been looking at Tater sitting in the window.
Yeah,
a couple times.
My window's like right over there, and she's looking at it. Because of like where we moved to, it's such a stark difference between living in the city and then having like squirrels. There is deer that we saw outside, like behind our house. A pigeon flew at the kitchen window yesterday and stopped right on the brick outside of it, like on the ledge. Like I was staring into the eyes of a pigeon.
Wow.
It was super weird.
Tater loves all the birds.
Yeah, Tater is just okay, go bye. Tater is just loving all of the like birds and everything. Also, do you know what I saw not outside my house but just down the street when I was going to work the other day? A black squirrel with a white tipped tail.
What?
I swear to God.
I've never seen a black squirrel before.
Yeah, I haven't either. And I was like, oh wow, that's new.
That's
But
new.
not only was it black, it legit had a white tipped tail. I have no idea.
You sure it was a squirrel?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Oh my God.
It was like it was a squirrel. It wasn't the size of a chipmunk. It was a squirrel. Do you see Tater's? Sorry, please ignore her.
This is the Tater Show.
The Tater Show.
That's
But
a sure thing.
yeah, apologize for that. We were talking about
Oh, no,
weaving.
it's okay. This is this weaving.
This is that.
This is all I had to say about it.
It's so you're like a powerhouse.
I am a powerhouse right now.
You're doing so good.
So many things.
So good.
I only have one more that I finished.
Let's see it. So is that 5 weavings that you have finished and your scarf
And the scarf.
and 2 more that are already in their homes?
Yes.
I have no words.
No words. This was a fun one.
This is so incredible.
This one reminds me of a planet.
Yes, like Jupiter. Jupiter is very like terracotta orange color.
That's true.
And I love all these like this pink, like dusty pink.
Yes.
So beautiful.
So that dusty pink bubble yarn is from Designs by Amber.
Of course.
Of course. And one little funny story, I had posted a little preview of that on my Instagram stories, and she commented on it, and she was just like, oh, I love that, so pretty, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, it's very muted for you. And she's like, same to you, you color slut.
I love that. I love that. That's so
much.
you.
Oh,
You're a slut for color.
Color.
So fun.
I about died when she told me that.
That's so fun.
Sorry, Amber, but I just had to share that with the world. But yeah, so this is a circle-shaped loom from The Unusual Pair, which I got some of my designs like the crescent moons, which you weave it right onto the bamboo loom.
And it stays there.
And it stays there, yeah. But these are always fun to make. I have mainly Designs by Amber because her yarn is just so bold and statement. And then I put in some little different colors of yarn, which I actually got from Pine Rose Co.
Cool.
Actually, do you want to look that up to make sure?
No, not at all. Do you know what this weaving reminds me of?
Yeah, Pine
Throwback?
Rose Fiber.
Pine. Oh, rose like R-O-S-E, not rose like R-O-W-S.
No.
Gotcha.
Pine Rose Fiber.
Rose fiber. This reminds me of those layered sand art kits. From
Oh
when
my
we were
gosh.
younger. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there's the main sand color and then there's
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
pops of fun
It
throwback.
does. That's so funny.
We should have a Woolies. You know how the last time we all got together we made stitch markers? We should have a sand art party.
I actually have sand art.
Shut up.
My friend got it for me for my birthday
That's
last
so
year.
you. We should do it.
I
We're
just
gonna have a
haven't
sand
used
art
it.
party.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun.
We are regressing. I love that.
Thanks. Yeah.
And it is more muted for you. I mean, both you and
Yeah.
Amber. but so beautiful. And this is really like Texture City.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know if you can see, but the locks in here are just rainbow, muted
So
rainbow.
gorgeous.
But they're so pretty.
You know how in like middle school it was cool to like glue a feather into your hair?
Yes, I had a feather.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Comment below if you too glued feathers into your head, or paid someone to do it. The like curly locks.
Yeah.
I just want to like
Have
have it attached to like a barrette as like a little, something.
Actually, that would be. Remember when we went to Rhinebeck and we saw all those people with like the little lamb
Yes.
ears, and then they have like locks
Yes.
in their hair?
The locks was the hair. Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I do.
We can
So beautiful.
We can rock that when we go to our next Fiber Festival.
I think this is because Brie and I were both like scene queen extraordinaires. I think we just always want to put extensions in our hair,
Yes.
no matter what it is. So funny. That's really, really, really stunning. Wait, can I see it one more time? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I want to show it like this.
Look at all
Look
the
at
texture.
it. Look at this flaunt.
Kind of looks like a pizza right now.
Weaving pizza. I love this. Really, really incredible. This would be so stunning in like a bedroom
Oh yeah.
with. I'm thinking of what am I trying to say? Like it reminds me of a big fluffy pink comforter. Like that like you just walk into the room and you're like, oh, I want to lay on that bed. It's just like the epitome of like comfort, but in a weaving.
Very
I don't
true.
know. I feel very impassioned about this.
Do you know who was like the texture queen of like it coming off the loom?
Who?
Anne Marie from Loom and Bristol.
Really?
She will, when she posts her weaving, she'll sometimes do a shot where like
I
it's
love
like
that.
this, and it is like a mountain of fiber.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
amazing. Anne Marie, she's probably gonna watch, so
Of
she's
course.
like my fiber bestie.
She's like our number one like supporter. We appreciate you, Anne Marie.
Everyone should go follow Loom and Bristol.
Yes, if we talk about her, I think every single episode.
Yeah, probably.
Totally valid. Love it.
But she's like the texture queen.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have to share of finished objects, finally.
Good for you. We never have this many finished objects. We're
No.
usually like whip queens.
Yeah, that's true.
That
I only
means
have
two
like
things.
one whip.
Do
you technically have? Yeah, you have a whip.
I do have a whip. It is in here. This is like. Do you say you don't have any whips?
I have one whip.
Oh God, it looks like it's almost done.
Yeah,
It's like wow.
It's ready to come off the loom.
My whip is just an update on my granny stripe blanket. So this is the bottom. The gray is the bottom edge. So that,
Let's
yes.
see what this is.
This, I have a little progress keeper. Sorry, this thing is so gigantic. Not lengthwise, of course, because that would imply that I would be close to getting done, which I am not. I have put some extra rows. I think I'm up to like 5 rows since I really sat down with this again. After I finished and blocked my Novelli tee, I wanted to do some more on this. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the pattern because I've talked about it at length on like 2 episodes. Definitely in episode 1. So what I do want to show you instead is in Stashquisitions.
Yes.
So, we should talk about your whip first.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even think. I'm so sorry.
No, sorry.
You know I don't know how to do this.
Well, this will be quick. This is the only whip I have.
It's so pretty.
It is
Oh my
the
God.
same color palette from that other weaving that I showed you. So I have some Sumi and Me of that teal and mustard colored yarn in there. And I put, again, some velvet around it because velvet is amazing.
Of course.
And I pulled this out of my stash. Look at this hand spun fringe. I always love to use this, and I only have a couple skeins of it, so I like to use it for like special projects because I got it from the whole way from the UK. Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's wool, and I'm really bad at this. It's wool.
Do you know what these looms remind me of?
What do they remind you of?
You look
Oh,
the-
yellow crown.
the Virgin Brienne,
The Virgin brand.
like the, Madonna,
Oh,
Byzantine art.
I cannot remember.
It's very like thick and thin, like the definition of thick and thin.
Yes. I really want to learn how to like style that. Oh, it's Wool Studio. So she is in Bristol, UK.
Nice.
And she makes a lot of beautiful hand spun gorgeousness. And I love these. This is like what really inspires me to learn how to spin.
Yeah.
Will I get there someday? Maybe.
There's just no like there's really no rules with spinning.
Yeah.
As long as it's structurally sound, who gives a hoot?
I know.
You can do whatever you want.
That's what I really like about it.
Yeah.
I actually gave a lot of my beginner bats that I was going to use, and I gave them to, again, my friend Anne Marie Lumen Crystal, and she spun them, and she was just like, yeah, these were a lot different to spin.
Yeah.
And to what she's used to, and she's like, I learned a lot when I was doing this, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad that I gave them to you, because I probably would have done it and be like, I'm never spinning, I'm done.
Right.
Never again.
I think,
I'm glad they got used, and I probably would have just lit my money on fire just keeping them in my stash.
I think with anything, I mean, like, even I see it a lot in knitting, like, gone are the days where you have to like do what the instructions tell you to do.
Yes.
If you want to make fun shit with your spinning, just do it. Who cares? I think that's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off the loom as soon as I get home. I love circle weavings like this.
So fun.
Thanks. Yeah, this is one of those circle weavings that I take this off the loom.
And loom is by the Unusual Pair.
Yes.
Getting good.
You are.
Nice.
Well, that's all I have.
All you have.
Yes.
That's one way to put it. Well, that's great. I have something actually probably as equally colorful as yours in Stashquisition. So pardon my crinkling. This is... Sorry, Taylor, I scared her. I'm going to try to not crinkle this at all, so I'm going to show it to you and then put it down. I already did like a quick little unbagging video of this, but I got Sarah, who is Knitty and Color, did a sale on her Etsy store of 200 grams of like scrappy fingering weight yarn scraps. It was $22, so amazing like value for what it is.
Awesome.
And it was just all her leftovers, like either something too small to make a skein, leftovers from like her personal projects, like anything and everything. There's such a huge variety of color, and I saw it, and I like there was just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like I immediately went and just bought one. She only had 8, so I felt the pressure to like go get one.
Yeah.
And I mean that's great for her too to like clear that out of the stash. But I was like, oh my gosh, scrap blankie all day.
Yes.
So all of these are like, there's like a blend of colors that I would probably never ever buy, and then colors that I'm like obsessed with and scream Haley. So I really like that because then I get to put them in my blanket.
Yes.
Which is just like a huge, like cluster of incredible yarn. So I will probably use all of these scraps exclusively for this blanket, but you can use them for like socks, heels, toes, cuffs. You can use them for like scrappy shirts. You can use them for like little ends of color work. Some of the skeins that were in here, you can see there was like a few hanks. There were some caked up. There was some like just looped together. So I did do a little bit of yarn management whenever I got it, just to like get them all caked up and everything. But yeah, just such an amazing value for everything that you're getting.
Yeah.
And it was a mystery. So all of the bags were a little different. She posted like a picture on Etsy of all the bags together, and there were definitely some repeats, but I love the bag that I got. Love it.
It's so cool. Can I pick it up?
Of course.
Be quiet. I just love all like the colorful ones in here.
I know.
But then I also love that there's just like solid colors in there as well.
I know. I agree. And like this one here is a perfect example of, and just because it's not something that I would buy doesn't mean that I am not like completely obsessed with it.
Yeah.
This is so fun.
It's so colorful.
It's like brie in a skein. So like I probably wouldn't be able to buy this in like a full skein because I wouldn't use it as quickly, but I love having this as a stripe in my blankie. It's just like a little, color story, which I like.
Yeah. I love how the variety of colors in this.
It's like, it's so much fun. So, and this I think is like almost 400 stitches wide or something. It's like bonkers. Totally nuts. So this is so fun. I think I've cleared, I think it's over a foot tall, maybe close to like 2 feet. I'm not sure. I will finish this sometime before I'm dead. I don't think, 40. Yeah, I don't think I'll finish it in 2020. I do think there's a chance I could finish it in 2021, but I'm trying to be diligent about working on it because it's just so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
It's a great idea to use up scraps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant idea.
So that's that. That's my like relaxation whip, you know, between doing my I'm so sorry about this. She's like this.
It's so cute.
But yeah, this is my whip between projects. I have truly no idea what I'm gonna make next, which never ever happens.
Oh wow.
Ever.
Especially because it's hard because you don't really have yarn in your stash.
Right. I don't have as much, so I'm trying to, like, did I need to buy $22 worth of scraps? Probably not, but they were so pretty.
Who cares? It's your money.
Yeah, who gives a hoot? So that's that. That's my whip right now. I am having a blast. So fun. That is my one and only whip. That is one of my stash acquisitions. And you said that you didn't bring anything into your stash this week, right?
No.
Cool, because I got something else that's very exciting.
It is very exciting.
That I want to tell you guys about.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Thank you. This is like my yarn bouquet.
It's so dark you can hardly see it.
I love it. That's my jam. So it may not look super like stand out on the camera, but this is very exciting because Jody of Flower Hill Fleeces, who is a local dyer from Kittanning, Pennsylvania, so in between, you know, Pittsburgh and where I grew up, and she actually, I reached out a couple months ago just to the universe on my Instagram story, and I said, I'm ready to design a garment. I'm looking for X, you know, number of yards of black yarn, who I really would rather just work with a yarn dyer than just buy, you know, like a bigger label yarn brand. And Jody said, basically in different words, like, I have complete faith in whatever you want to do. Here you go. How is this? And I was like, this is amazing is how this is.
That's so kind.
I know. Seriously, so generous, so nice. I hope that I do her yarn justice. This is like it's not a, I wish I had the tag there upstairs. This is probably, in terms of just touching it, feels like not rustic and not merino, like somewhere in the middle. But I think it's going to give really incredible stitch definition. Ooh. And this black, the way that it dyed up, let me see if I can find, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but there's little like variations of this dark espresso color in there where the dye didn't like fully saturate, and I'm living for it.
It's very cool.
It's so cool. Because most times whenever you get black yarn, if there's like variation in it, it's more of like a gray variation.
Yeah. Less
brown.
This is the blackest yarn I've ever seen.
It's so great.
I've never seen yarn so dark.
Never been more like, let me just, you know, like dye in this. It's like the void.
It is.
It's so nice. And she dyed this like special for me. This is not a colorway that she offers. She was like, let me finagle around with this like black dye and see what I can do. This is my vision. This is what I wanted.
Yes.
So incredible. This is like a worsted weight. So I have plans upstairs for the design. I think I'm going to take the next, time I have away from work. When I have some downtime, I finally have everything like set up in my knitting office, except a chair, which would be helpful to be able to sit. But, excuse me, I really am hoping to put pen to paper and maybe start designing a little bit.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So,
very exciting.
I know. I'm really stoked. Again, Jody, thank you so much. Like, you are amazing. Last plug about this yarn is you would not believe it because it's so like squishy and flumpy, but she mailed it to me vacuum sealed. So I've never gotten yarn vacuum sealed, and I pulled it out of the package, and my boyfriend was like, "Is that like jerky?" No. It's yarn.
Isn't it jerky?
As soon as I told like, "Oh, you just cut it open, it fluffs back up," and you just like, by the time you get it into the hank, it's all fluffed up again. He was like, "Oh, can I cut it open?" And I was like, "Sure."
So satisfying.
Yeah. So he opened it, and he heard the like, and he was like, "Oh, that's what I wanted." So yeah, super cool. If you ever get yarn that's vacuum sealed in the mail, Jody and I were talking a little bit about it. She says it just saves a lot on shipping and for space and things like that because it just comes so flat. So really, really awesome. Thank you, Jody. I will keep you guys posted about what this turns into. And I did think a little bit about my Ravelry store. So right now, all of my patterns in there are free. I think if I do a garment pattern, my accessory patterns will stay free forever. And if I do release new ones, I'm going to keep them free. Garment patterns will likely be paid just because there's a lot of, work that goes into that.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you posted when this turns into something, which is exciting stuff.
I'm so excited for you to share the progress on the podcast.
Yeah,
I am very cool.
Definitely. But that is all I brought into my life because the Novelli was also a stash acquisition, but since the last podcast, I ordered it, it came, I wound it, I knit it, it's blocked. Bad boom. There you go.
Wow, that's incredible.
Thank you. But that's that. So
wow. We talked about a lot.
Yeah, this is a longer episode for sure. Do you have anything else before we get into just the blah segment?
No, just to talk about Tater. Sorry.
It's okay. She's so cute.
Our Woolies COVID Calmalong has a whole other month.
Yeah, we are into the last month for the COVID-19 Calmalong, which is the make-along that we are hosting in our Ravelry group. We have quite a number of prizes. We are up to 3
I should have brought the
total.
Ones.
It's okay. We can show them. We'll have one more before we announce the winners. Yeah. So there's going to be 3. We're done buying prizes, for real now. There are going to be 3 prizes for random, giveaway winners. Based on your entry into the COVID-19 Calmalong. So we're going to be choosing at random at the end of May. The make-along is over May 31st. Mm-hmm. We're going to be choosing 3 random winners from entries into the Ravelry group. So the Calmalong is just based on whatever kind of yarn, fiber, fun project you want to make that brings you joy or makes you feel relaxed, or anything. I'm so sorry, Tater, just get off my sweater.
Sassy.
Things that don't make me feel relaxed. My terrible cat. So anything of that nature. We've seen a lot of baby knits, a lot of repetitive, cool texture pattern knits. We have our first weaving in there, which is exciting. So lots of fun projects and a few little bits of chatter going back and forth. So thank you guys if you've entered.
I love it.
We'll do a review because we'll be back at your house for the next episode. We'll do a review of all 3 of our prizes that we have. But we have a great blend of yarn to give away, stitch marker, project bag, and some fun kind of art yarn stuff. So I think that all of our prizes are awesome.
I think so too.
But I'm biased.
I would be really excited to get any of it.
Yeah. So 3 people will win those, which is exciting. And then other than that, I think that's all I have.
Yeah.
In terms of announcements, because we talked about Indie Knit and Spin got a date, which is exciting for October.
It is exciting. Hopefully, maybe it will happen. Mm-hmm. It's 50-50 chance.
Yes. It's all the way in October, so
yeah.
I hope it does, because I will lose it.
This weekend, We were supposed to be coming back from
Maryland. Sheep and wool. Yay. Next time. But I know that a lot of yarn dyers are doing like Maryland Sheep and Wool discounts.
Yeah, if you go to Maryland Sheep and Wool's website, they're having like a whole virtual all weekend.
Nice.
I think until midnight tonight, where they have all their vendors and you can access all of the vendors' websites, and a lot of them have like a 20% off code or something.
That's so awesome.
Or offering free shipping or something.
Yeah, a lot of people have like overstocked their shops also because it's, you know, the stuff that they would have sold at the festival.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't have a discount, just check to see like if they have a special colorway or, you know, limited edition, whatever it is. Just you know, do some shopping because you were gonna spend that money anyway. Who cares?
That's true.
Spend it now. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got.
Yeah, same.
Cool. So thank you for joining me in my spooky dining room. Next week we'll be, or not next week, in 2 weeks we will be back in Bree's craft room, and we're gonna share the Calmalong prizes. I will have a Novelli tea. Bree will probably have 21 weavings to discuss by then because she is again powerhouse. So thanks for hanging.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna take a little bit of a break from weaving to work on my knit along.
Yes, Bree's doing the knit collage. I know we mentioned it earlier, but we didn't like say it officially. Bree is doing the knit collage spring cal, and you are knitting your first sweater.
Yes.
So incredible. So that should definitely keep you busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
That'll be fun. It's gonna look really, 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 really amazing.
I'm a little nervous.
You got this. You got this. All right. Well, we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. Bye.